Welcome to Greece Travel Guide. In today's video, we're going to look at a road trip that I took across northern Crete back in 2016. This was my first solo Greek holiday, and I learned just a few days before flying out that a friend of mine would be arriving on the island towards the end of my stay. He was flying into Chania on the west side of Crete, while I was staying in Malia, which is much further east, so it gave me the idea of hiring a car for the day and driving across to meet him. In this video, I'll show you the route that I took along the coastal roads and some of the places I stopped along the way, as well as talking about why Crete is such a great holiday destination. So let's get started. My trip began from the Malia Park Hotel, taking the coastal road through Stalis, up into Chersonesus, then heading through to the villages of Katogouvez, Gouvez and Kokinihani before making my first stop at Karteros. Karteros isn't much of a tourist resort, but it does seem to have quite a nice beach. As you can see, it's very close to Heraklion Airport, so it's a good spot to watch the planes coming into land. Moving on from Karteros, I joined the main road passing south of the island's capital Heraklion, before heading north, stopping briefly at Palaiokastro, then again at Lygaria. The beach at Palaiokastro is very small and mostly shingle, but still seemed relatively busy when I passed through. The main road just to the north offers some great views looking east back across the coastline towards Malia. Mades and Lygaria are two small resorts to the northwest of Heraklion. I didn't realise at the time, but the biggest tourist resort in the area is Agia Pelagia, a little further to the west. Any of these would make a good holiday destination, as it's only a half an hour drive from Heraklion Airport. Back in the car again, I made the hour drive from Lygaria to Rethymnon without stopping. There aren't many tourist resorts in this part of the island, Flichada and Scaletta being perhaps the two exceptions. After stopping for some lunch at a harbour-side taverna, I decided to spend some time exploring the 16th century Venetian fortezza that overlooks the shoreline northwest of Rethymnon harbour. It's not a huge site, but you can easily spend a relaxed hour or so walking around the ruins. There is a small entrance fee, but I would say it's worth paying if you're at all interested in Greek history, or even just for the panoramic views. There is limited shade while walking around, so instead of arriving in the middle of the day like I did, I would recommend going early in the morning or late afternoon instead. Bring a hat and plenty of water too. I wish I could have stayed longer in Rethymnon and explored more of the resort, but I was keen to see more of Western Crete, and I was due to meet my friend in Chania towards the middle of the evening, so after a couple of hours I was back in the car and ready to move on. My next stop was a 30-minute drive away to the popular beach resort of Georgioupoli, along the way passing through the smaller resort of Pyrgos. The coastline between Pyrgos and Georgioupoli is lined with sandy beaches, so if you do have a car to get out and about, it's a great area to visit to find your own stretch of sand and enjoy the Greek sea and sun. The last leg of my trip was the 40-minute drive from Georgioupoli to Chania, passing through the beach resort of Kalivs. While I waited for my friend to arrive at his hotel, I spent time walking around Chania and grabbed an early dinner at one of the many harbourfront tavernas, enjoying the excellent late afternoon sunset views. I then met my friend at his hotel, where we had a great evening watching some European Cup football and chatting over a nice cold beer. In case you're wondering, I then drove the entire way back later that night, which took a little under 2.5 hours via the main roads. As promised, I'm going to end this video with some of the reasons I think Crete is such a great holiday destination. These are based not just on my road trip experience in 2016, but on the many times I've visited the island before and since. The fact that Crete is the biggest Greek island is perhaps the most obvious reason to recommend it. You can easily spend a fortnight or longer here and not run out of things to see and do. The locations shown on this map are just some of the places I've personally visited and really enjoyed. Being the most southerly island, Crete also enjoys some of the best weather in Greece, with the highest average temperatures. This means that, although it can get uncomfortably hot in July and August, both May, June and September, October are pleasantly warm and make for ideal early or late season breaks. The size of the island also means it has a great supply of locally sourced and imported produce, resulting in lower prices for food and drink than many other Greek islands. In 2017, I arrived by ferry after spending a few nights on Santorini and was shocked at just how much cheaper everything was. That's it for this video. If you're subscribed to the channel, we're working on some guides providing even more detail on which islands to visit, and Crete will definitely be featuring, so please do check back for more Greece travel guides soon.